What's happening, Expeditioners? It's Peter here, founder of Expedition Money, and back with my book here, Amazing Money Stories, True Tales of Greed, Generosity, Success, and Luck. It is 100 plus stories that are just short, people stories that have some aspect of money, and hopefully they are entertaining. Are you not entertained? They're only like a page and a half or 2 pages most of the time, so very easy to read. This is the perfect book to take with you on vacation because you can pick it up, read a story in a few minutes, read a few of them, put it down, and not have to read it like a novel. So one of the things I wanted to do here was just share chapter 3 with you. This one is called The Other Shoe to Drop. Deep in the heart of Herzogenaurach, Germany, I don't think I pronounced that right, the birthplace of world-famous athletic shoes, an epic tale unfolded that didn't just shape sneaker culture but tore a family apart. The true story of the vicious rivalry between brothers Adi and Rudi Dassler is a mind-blowing saga of ambition, cutthroat competition, and how business can destroy even the tightest family bonds. The saga kicks off in the 1920s when the Dassler brothers were just a couple of sports-obsessed kids dreaming of revolutionizing athletic footwear. In 1924, Adi and Rudi made those dreams a reality by launching the Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory, planting the seeds for what would become 2 sneaker kingdom empires. At first, the brotherhood was strong as the innovative Dassler shoes started gaining fame among athletes. Things really popped off at the 1934 Berlin Olympics when track legend Jesse Owens sprinted to gold in Dasslers, putting the brand on the world stage. But as the business grew, a toxic brew of personal disagreements and professional rivalries soon poisoned the well between the siblings. World War II only made things worse. Adi sided with the Nazis while Rudi supported the Allies, driving a deeper wedge. The final break happened after the war when the brothers officially went their separate ways in 1948. Adi launched Adidas, a mashup of his first and last name, Adi Dassler, concentrating on cutting-edge technology and engineering in sport shoes. Rudi countered by starting Puma, taking a fresher, more fashion-conscious approach to athletic footwear. From there, it was game on. The 2 companies kicked off an all-out sneaker turf war for market domination. Herzogenaurach, the town where they grew up, split into 2 completely divided camps. You either represented Adidas or Puma. Employees, neighbors, local sports clubs, and schools all got sucked into pledging total allegiance to one brand over the other. What started as a business competition for the Dassler brothers took a deeply personal, nasty turn that raged until their dying days. Adi and Rudi never made amends, leaving behind a legacy of bad blood between the families that spanned generations. But for all their animosity, there's no denying the eternal impact and legendary status Adi and Rudi's companies achieved. Adidas and Puma both became global sneaker superpowers that shaped shoe culture forever. The Dassler brothers' twisted tale is a crazy reminder of how even the tightest families can be ripped apart when business and egos are involved. So I had heard the story a long time back, and it's kind of funny because a lot of people don't know where Adidas and Puma came from. And when you hear Adi Dassler, Adidas, it makes sense, but a lot of people just don't necessarily pour themselves in the history of shoe companies. But I just thought this one was really interesting because in some ways I think they became successful because of that vicious rivalry. There's probably nothing more motivating than spite sometimes. And so because of that, both of them became these huge empires. And in many ways, just to have one of them become successful would have been an outlier. But to have them both become huge brands. I mean, Puma is part of the same brand that owns Cobra Golf and some of these other ones. And obviously Adidas sponsors just about everything, and you can buy Adidas clothing and shoes and all sorts of gear. So obviously they are still around, very successful, and the legend is that they never made up. Now, I've also heard some stories that on Rudi's deathbed, Adi did come to see him, or maybe the other way around, but there isn't a lot of information on that. And honestly, it sounded like there was tons of bad blood. Like if a company decided to buy Pumas, they were never going to be allowed to buy Adidas, and the town kind of was split. And I don't know if there was a river, but there certainly was a metaphorical river that kind of just split everyone. They were in one camp or the other. You had a relative working at Puma or Adidas, and that became your camp. So it really did not just split the family, but split the whole town too. So I think maybe that's all behind us now, but for the most part, it's kind of interesting what business and family can do. And that's kind of why I say don't go into business with family or friends, because I don't think it can make the friendship or the family stronger, but it can certainly tear them apart. All right. Now, Obviously, there are some exceptions to, but in general, I try to separate my own personal finances from family and friends. Hopefully that is interesting to you. Maybe you learned something, but if you want to pick up amazing money stories, I'll put a link to this in the description below. See you later.